basically in jiu-jitsu, whether you're on top or on the bottom, they're both if you were in a fight, if you were on the bottom, it would be a worse position because they can hit you from above. But in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the bottom is considered neutral because you can pull submissions from the bottom and from the top. So, stand front and back. All right, so this is. You gotta watch your gi, otherwise. So Uriel's in my guard. I'm gonna lock up my legs. This is my closed guard. And from this position, I can do two things. I can either try and submit him, which is do something to get him to tap out, or I can try and sweep him, which is get on top. So first thing I'm gonna show you is a sweep. And look, come up. My other way would have been better, but now I'm on top. And so that's another thing I can. So the other option is from when someone's in my guard is to go for submission. So now I'm going to show you a series of different submissions. So one of the submissions I can go for, which is the one I used to sweep him, I threatened with that and swept, is it's called the Kimura, and it was named after a Japanese guy who his name was Kimura. He broke Helio Gracie's arm with this move. So for the Kimura, I'm going to isolate this arm, and then I'm going to move over, and I'm going to connect this hand up with my own hand, and I'm going to open up my guard, put my arm over him, and then just crank, and this is putting pressure on his rotator cuff. And if you don't tap, that'll tear your rotator cuff. Another move from the guard is called the guillotine choke. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and get him close to me, and hold on, because I love Uriel. Also, I want to choke him. So I'm going to post up the same way. All right, yeah. So I'm going to post up to here, and I'm going to wrap my hand around here, and all I have to do is connect my hands, and then from here, I'm just going to arch backwards, and that puts pressure on the neck. So that's a guillotine choke. Another move is called an arm bar, and this is the one that was primarily in most of the videos up there. So for an arm bar, I have my closed guard. I'm going to try and isolate one of his arms, open up my guard, rotate my hip, and I have to make sure that his thumb is facing up so that his arm is bending the wrong way when I do it. So that's an arm bar and triangle. This is definitely one of my favorite chokes because this is not just a normal choke. Most chokes you apply to the windpipe and it'll cut off someone's blood supply. But the triangle choke is unique in that it's a blood choke. It cuts off the blood going to your brain. So if you're in a triangle choke for too long, it's really bad. So this is also one of the more provocative looking chokes. So for a triangle choke, the first thing I have to do is I have to get my leg over one of his arms. So this is called a cross guard right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my hips again, and I'm going to grab my ankle. And then from here, I'm going to put my foot up over the ankle, and now I have the choke locked in. But to finish it, I have to pull this arm this way and pull down on the head. So that's... that's a few different chokes. Now I'm going to show you... Now I'm inside Uriel's guard, and from the guard, there aren't really that many submissions I can do from inside his guard. So I'm going to want to pass his guard, and there are a few different ways I can do that. The first way is I'm going to grab his gi, step out, break the closed guard, and then I'm going to push down on the knee and step over it. And once I'm over, I'm going to advance from guard into side control, which is right here, and then a more dominant position, which is mount. It is as good as it gets. So there are a few different things that Uriel can do.
Gillian.
Okay, so Uriel's going to do what's called the elbow knee escape, which is where he uses his elbows to regain guard. So now he's back in guard. Another way of passing Uriel's guard is we'll do the same thing. I'm going to step back, break the guard. This time I'm going to shrink down, put this hand around this leg, put my hand here so that he can't do an arm bar or anything, and then press his leg up towards his face, and then roll it to the side, and now I'm in side control. And then I'm going to want to pass again to mount. And Uriel can either try and recover the guard with an elbow knee escape like he did before, or he can try and buck me off. But if he tries and bucks, I have a leg and a hand to block it. So for him to reverse me from here, he's going to need to control this leg with his foot as well as this arm so that I have nothing to block if he decides to roll that way. So that's reversing. The last thing I want to show you is there are 3 really dominant positions. One is side control, the second is mount, and the third is when you have someone's back. So, should I get it? Or, yeah, okay. Anyway, oh my God. So, if I have Uriel on my guard, I'm trying to want to posture up, grab from here, and slowly I can kind of make my way to his back. And then from when I have his back position, the important thing to lock it up is what's called putting the hooks in. I have to put 1 foot here and 1 foot here. So now, no matter which way he rolls, even if I'm on my back, he can't get out. And there's one really good choke from here. It's called the rear naked choke. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his neck into my elbow. I'm going to grab my own bicep, and then I'm going to push down on the back of his head. That is, thank you very much. That is a few different